I like tablets. They're portable, good for media, and they offer a much larger screen compared to a smartphone. I also like PCs. They have a wider selection of programs, they're upgradable, and they give the user a deeper level of control over the system. If only we could take the advice of a taco commercial and combine them both into one all-powerful device, with a good operating system, and a stylus pen, that I can afford. Ah, there we go. No, your eyes aren't deceiving you. This is a tablet running Windows XP, and yes, that was the operating system originally installed on it. What you're looking at is a tablet introduced in 2003 by HP called the TC1100. As far back as 1992, Microsoft had been pursuing the pen PC concept, with the release of Windows for Pen Computing, a version of Windows 3.1 designed to work with a pen-based interface. They did the same with Windows 95 for version 2.0. By the early 2000s, Microsoft had announced a standard for Microsoft tablet PCs, which included the latest pen-optimized version of Windows, XP Tablet Edition. The OS is functionally indistinguishable from a standard XP install, except for the fact that it includes software necessary to make the computer usable through a pen interface, like drivers and handwriting recognition. Following versions of Windows have these features all pre-installed, and are already tablet compatible. That's enough about the software for now though. What really makes this computer unique is its hardware. The TC1100 is pretty chunky compared to more recent tablets, but compared to the laptops of its time, it isn't that bad. It is a 10.4-inch 1024x768 screen, which makes use of a Wacom digitizer. What's nice about this digitizer is that even though it only works with a special pen, it can detect the pen's position without needing it to touch the screen. Naturally, tapping the pen acts as a click, and tapping while holding a small button on the pen acts as a right click. The pen also works on some other controls along the side of the screen, which act as customizable shortcuts to applications. The tablet also features a few more customizable buttons along the top, including a bidirectional dial. The buttons' bindings are also affected by the tablet's screen orientation, meaning that holding the tablet horizontally can have a different set of controls compared to holding it vertically. Along the side of the tablet there are SD and PCMCIA slots. A door can be opened to access 2 USB ports, an Ethernet port, a VGA port, because 2003, and of course a built-in modem. The tablet can either be used on its own as a pen PC, with an attachable keyboard like a laptop, or even as a desktop with its docking station, that I don't currently have. Switching between the tablet and laptop modes is also particularly easy because of the way the device can rotate and fold shut on itself. Windows XP Tablet Edition thankfully does offer a wide array of input options, from using the detachable keyboard to using an on-screen keyboard to using Microsoft's remarkably accurate handwriting engine. I'm honestly impressed at how well this thing works for being released a few years after the Newton. Not only does the Microsoft Recognizer make fewer errors, but it also has real-time conversion, an expandable writing space, and a really easy interface for making corrections. It sadly can't learn your handwriting style, but thankfully it doesn't really need to. The tablet's original specs, even for a tablet, are pretty underwhelming. Mine featured half a gig of RAM, a 20GB hard drive, and a 1.1 GHz Pentium processor. Thankfully, HP made upgrading this machine far too simple, especially for a tablet. Need a new hard drive? Take out a few screws on the back and swap it out. Upgrade your RAM? Take off the other plate and you can access one of the 2 RAM slots. The other one is conveniently located at the core of the machine, which you have to crack open with a Torx screwdriver. Anyways, after that, my tablet was upgraded to 2GB of RAM and a 128GB SSD. Booting time was brought down from a few minutes to about 40 seconds, the bottleneck at this point being the processor, which can easily be upgraded. So, what can you really do with a 14-year-old tablet, even at max specs? Well, for starters, the tablet makes a great e-reader, with its nearly paper-sized display and dial buttons on the side to flip pages. Plus, the pen makes it very natural to annotate and highlight sections of a PDF. It also makes the tablet great for drawing on, either using MS Paint or the drawing program included in one of Microsoft's 2 released software packs. Web browsing is another option, with a recent version of Chrome and the latest version of Firefox surprisingly still working on it. Video streaming on YouTube didn't work very smoothly, but viewing media stored on the device works just fine. About the only area this tablet appears hampered is its graphical abilities. Unfortunately, games like Portal require much more VRAM than the little NVIDIA Go 420 can offer. Minecraft can run, although it has to be one of the earlier versions running on the lowest quality settings, and even then it doesn't respond to the pen controls very well. Gaming on this tablet is mostly limited to the early 2000s MSN Game Zone type games, since they don't demand much more than a few 2D sprites. The best game I've played on this tablet though has to be Plants vs. Zombies. The graphics look fine, the game is simple enough for the computer to handle it, and it feels like it was designed to use the touch controls. All in all, proof that this little tablet can actually be a lot of fun. So how does this tablet stack up against modern tablets? There's basically no contest. Modern tablets are lighter, faster, have more built-in features, higher resolution displays, better battery lives, shall I go on? But even so, there still exists a little place in my heart for the TC1100. It may be heavy and kinda slow and definitely insecure running Windows XP, but I feel it's actually still a nice computer for education. It can run Office applications, has great note-taking programs, it's pretty portable. Being about the size of a sheet of paper, documents fit perfectly on its screen at a readable size, and most importantly right now, since practically nobody has heard about it and is 14 years out of date, it's pretty cheap. This thing is definitely a relic, especially when stacked against Microsoft's Surface tablets of today. But at least to me, this relic perfectly fits the niche of a tablet PC that can run a few simple applications, is portable, and doesn't cost too much. Plus, who can beat that Windows XP nostalgia?